Let me know when you want me to test. Okay. Yeah, just... So, you've done NPL before, yeah? Yeah. So as the players sort of tend to come out, just give me the thumbs up, and I'll kick the commentary up a bit. Oh, shit. The hell? So they tend to, one team comes out that, and one team comes out there, and they tend to meet in the Yeah, right. Ryan, what was the final score?
3-0. 3-0.
Oh, so the half-time score?
Yeah, stay.
The referees are out. Round 15, NPL Men's New South Wales brings us to Penshurst Park, where St George City host Sydney United 58. It's a much anticipated match of the round, and it's a pleasure to have your company. Tony Tanous with you here at Penshurst Park. These two teams coming into this in 6th and 7th spot, and this is an important match. It's been dubbed as a six-pointer, with Sydney United coming into the round on 27 points, 3 ahead of St George City, who are on 24 points. And we will now take a look at the lineups. And for the home side, St George City FA, they named the following starting 11, with Jack Kenny in goals, the back three of Tariq Erkan, Solomon, John Monahan Vaika, and Joshua Hong. The midfield four, Costa Petrados, Dominic Cox and Brody Clarkson in the middle, and on the left, Fumoto Kamada. And then it's a front three, Louis Curry in behind the two strikers in Jason Romero and Nathan Roberts. Nathan Roberts, the only change to the side that had a 1-1 draw last week here against the Sutherland Sharks. As for Sydney United 58, they make no changes to the side that had a 1-1 draw on the road at Manly last week. So Joko Kalatz, names the following starting 11 in goals. It is Oliver Kullatz, the back four of Dejan Bakadanakovsky, Liam McGing, Adrian Vlastelica, the skipper, and Matt Hatch. The holding midfielders, Anthony Tomilic and Tariq Mayer. And then in the front four, on the flanks, Stefan Dirabiliad and Carlos de Oliveira. And then it's the in-form Japanese import and Shunta Nakamura. He's in behind the hot-to-trot striker, Patrick Antelmi, Sydney United. That is their starting 11. Our referee for this one is Sam Kelly. And it will be the home side, St. George City, in their home strip, red top, white shorts, red socks. And they'll be running from right to left. We're just about set to get this round 15 NPL Men's New South Wales match of the round underway. A cold day here in Sydney. Temperatures around the 13-degree mark just ahead of kickoff. And Sam Kelly is supported by his assistants today in Cameron Wright and Brad Wright. Our fourth official is Mitch Renton. And it will be the home side, St. George City, under the tutelage of Mirko Yiril, who come into this in 7th spot, running from right to left. This much anticipated round 15 match of the round. And Sydney United have been in wonderful form. We last featured them in match of the round back in round 3, where they suffered a 6-0 loss to Sydney Olympic. They've been on a terrific run since then. This that were ahead of them, given the amount of rejuvenation that went on in the off-season. Such a big turnover in the squad. But it's really come together, particularly in the front third. There's been a couple of adjustments in positions from that early part of the season, and the combination of Nakamura and Telmi is certainly one to watch. Nakamura, who's a new signing this year from the Mount Druitt Town Rangers, playing in behind Antelmi. And in the wide areas, a couple of new signings this season as well in Stefan Dirabiliad and Carlos de Oliveira. And they're putting the pressure on St. George early on. De Oliveira battling away there with Antelmi, who gives away the free kick in the end. The confidence of hitting the back of the nets, getting plenty of victories over the last couple of months. They are really one of the form sides. Sydney United 58. In fact, since that round 3, lost to Sydney Olympic. That was a thumping loss too, a 6-0. Haven't they turned it around? They've played 11 matches since then for 7 wins, 3 draws, and only the 1 loss. That loss coming against Rockdale Illingdon in round 9. But since then, they've gone on a terrific run. They were on a 4-game winning streak with victories over Apia. A big 5-1 victory that was. That made a massive statement. They also beat the Marconi Stallions, their local rivals. They beat Sydney FC. And then they beat the Wanderers a couple of weeks ago. So a 4-game winning run, which came to an end with that 1-1 draw last week against Manly. But that result, speaking to Željko Kullatz ahead of the game, it's in a ground that they really struggle to go and get results in. Over the last 15 years, they've barely picked up a point at Manly, so they were delighted to come away with a 1-1 draw. On a Friday night, that big trip to the Peninsula. So they took that point, and they know that the match here at Penshurst Park against St. George City, who have been in a good run of form themselves, losing only one of their last 5 games. In that stretch, they've won 3 and drawn 1 as well. So Mirko Yuril's side come into this with plenty of good form. Both these sides have been making strides up the ladder. And this one really is a 6-pointer. With that finals positions, top 6 this year. We go back to a final system. And these two sides separated by only 3 points. Ahead of kickoff. Separated by only 1 spot on the ladder. It is a really important one here at Penshurst Park, and it's a pleasure to have your company wherever you are watching around the world, around Australia, on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. It's part of a bumper Super Saturday. 6 matches taking place across our various grounds. We'll keep you posted on all the progress scores. Here are St. George with Jason Romero, one of the big off-season recruits after his spell in the A-League with the MacArthur Bulls, back in the NPL New South Wales in season 2024, having made the move across from Apia, last year's premiers. Forward it goes. Making that run beyond Antelmi was Nakamura. Now Tariq Mayer playing as part of that 2-man anchor along with Anthony Tomilich. A bit of experience at the base in this new look side. Kalat's delighted with the style of football that they are playing. You can see here switching it from side to side, and they're getting Matt Hatch forward. Another of their new recruits this season. The ball coming across now. Edge of the box was De Oliveira, and he's not shy in taking a shot. A snapshot there of the style of Sydney United 58, where they came down the right-hand side and they switched it out through the back line, out to Matt Hatch, who's been in wonderful attacking form. Like Nakamura, there was a couple of positional changes after that 6-0 defeat to Sydney Olympic earlier in the season. Matt Hatch was one of those, moving into the left-back role, and he's had a terrific return so far. Right up there as far as assists are concerned in season 2024. So he's one to watch. The blonde locks of Matt Hatch down the left-hand side. St. George City FA. Their second season in the top flight. It is a club still not even 10 years old. They've had a meteoric rise into the top ranks of the NPL New South Wales as De Robillard looks to go to work against Kamada. Happy to lay it back to Danakoski. Now Tomilich. All the way across to De Oliveira, who is up against Petrados, who's playing on the right side of a midfield 4. Playing as the right wing back today, with Kamada down the left, Costa Petrados on the right. Joshua Hong, who comes into the starting 11 today with no Matt Karamilevsky. Matt Karamilevsky out injured. For Mirko Yiril, with Joshua Hong on the left of a back 3, with Monahan Vaika in the middle, Tariq Erkan, the skipper, on the right hand side. Under pressure here. He's the young custodian in Kalats, the 21-year-old, who's certainly relishing the opportunity to get plenty of game time. Of course, his dad, the coach, but a former Socceroo, one of our great custodians, part of the golden generation. Joko Kalats, such a famous name. And good to see the lineage, good to see the gloves on. The youngster in Oli Kalats, He's certainly warming into things as far as his top flight football's concerned. Confidence up for this young Sydney United 58 side. De Robillard's confidence is up. He's hit the back of the net a couple of times in recent weeks. Not shy in taking a snapshot from a long way out. In fact, he was the goal scorer last week in that 1-1 draw against Manly United. He scored a couple of terrific goals in recent times. And he's certainly one to watch. His confidence is up as Hong looks to go down the line for Kamada. Good work by the midfielder in Dominic Cox, the experienced central midfielder, playing alongside Brodie Clarkson. Cox, who joined St George City last year after they came up to the top flight. They had a terrific season. Their first in the men's top flight, and scoring plenty of goals last year. In fact, last year they finished with 62 goals, just behind Apia and Marconi as far as the goal scoring charts were concerned. It has been an issue for them so far in the first half of the year. That's something that they want to address the remainder of season 2024 as Kamada comes forward, and it was important work at the near post from McGing. He had to get his positioning right. Here is Hong, giving it away, not quite on the same wavelength there with Roberts. The two new players in the starting 11 today. Kamada, again raiding forward down the left, and that's going to be a good battle. The youngster in Bakadanakovsky playing it right back today for Sydney United 58 with no Bailey rule. An early corner here for St George City, the home side. They go towards the near post. Tariq Erkan was the player attacking that. Roberts looks to whip this one now towards the back post, and it's a chance there. Costa Petrados was coming in. Just a bit too much on the cross, but a couple of variations there. Roberts initially towards Erkan at the near post, and then aimed it towards Petrados at the second effort. Been an encouraging start for both sides. We're just past the opening 10 minutes. No score here at Penshurst Park. Thanks for your company across the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Tony Tanous with you for this round 15 match of the round. St George's goal scoring woes have been a bit of an issue for them so far in season 2024. Only 19 goals coming into this round 15 clash. They're on the front foot here. Curry, who was their goal scorer last week in a 1-1 draw against the Sutherland Sharks. Scored a goal from a similar position to where he was just then. But he's gone across to take the resulting corner. Nathan Roberts in there, Clarkson. Jason Romero's there as well. Romero it is who tries to keep it alive. Waits for the support. It comes from Kamada, who's got a bit of room down the left-hand side. Can he get his delivery right? Clarkson was asking for the cutback. De Robillard looks forward to Oliveira with a good first touch. And now he looks to play Shanta Nakamura in. And Telmi makes the run. And that's where Nakamura goes, just in behind him. Good transition from the home side. They got back well defensively, making it difficult to find the counter-attacking killer ball. Here is Petratos looking to go the other way now. Romero playing in a front two today alongside Roberts, with Louis Curry just in behind. Carrying it forward is Hong. Roberts does well. Nice bit of link-up play, but what about the turn there? Tariq Mayer showing great technique with the Maradona spin. Now Nakamura, speaking of spin. Working back though was Cox. He loves to roll the sleeves up, does Dominic Cox. Got the tackle in. And now St. George can come forward. And Tell Me just happy to hold it up. Not only the great finisher, but he's a strong target man. Loves to link it up with his midfielders. One of the great strikers of the National Premier League scene, Patrick Antelmi. What a career he's had over the last decade or so. It's been a big rejuvenation, but Antelmi was one of those players that stayed on. It's part of this rebuild. That's probably ahead of where it was maybe expected to go at the start of the season. They worked hard in the off-season. The fitness was something that Željko Kalac was really focused on, making sure that the squad was ready to go. They started slow in the opening couple of rounds. But haven't they really picked it up? You can see the confidence. Bakadanakovsky there, getting himself out of a pickle. Now the skipper, Vlastelica, looking for Shanta Nakamura. Nice little header, looking for Antelmi to Robillard. Good work on the knee side from Solomon John Monahan Vaika. And now it's out with Petratos, who looks to cut inside. Cox driving forward out of the midfield. That's going to be a free kick. Sam Kelly judging Petratos to have lunged in there onto Oliveira. St. George City, I've mentioned that run that they've recently had with 3 wins out of their last 5. As Hatch comes forward again down that left-hand side. Look at the speed getting beyond Costa Petratos. It looks like the left-hand side for both these sides is a real avenue of focus today. Kamada for St. George City and Matt Hatch really trying to put the pressure on Costa Petratos and go beyond him with his speed. The former Central Coast Mariners player who spent a bit of time last year at the Marconi Stallions. And he's made the move, the 2-kilometre move over to Denzel Park. And he's really starting to relish his role on the left side of the back four. An opportunity here for the visitors, looking to put the pressure on Jack Kenny. It's into a dangerous area, and Vlastelica was the one attacking it. He was appealing for a corner. But Sam Kelly saying that it did come off the Sydney United skipper. Here is Hong. Slides it down the line for Kamada. Another nice delivery. This time into the run of Romero, and it was a good ball across. It was Curry not far away from getting a header. And Hatch now looks to explode out of that defensive work. Space in the midfield for Tomalic. And tell me, as I said, he does love to peel off that front line, drop into the midfield, help set up the play. That time a little bit heavy on the release, but a positive start. As I said earlier, Super Saturday, one of 6 games taking place across our grounds. We've already had a full-time result over at Christie Park, where Apia, the away side, have beaten Spirit FC by 2-0. We saw Rockdale go to the top of the ladder last night with a come-from-behind victory away to the Central Coast Mariners. The double from Lockie Constable. And Apia keeping right on their tail with a 2-0 victory. As Romero gets in behind. Lays it back to Kamada. Towards the back post. Dangerous little header. It was clever from Petrados. No one quite coming in at the back post. But a nice move. The movement of Romero. The first time delivery from Kamada. And a nice little header across the face from Petrados. But 0-0 it remains. 20 minutes in here. The first 20 minutes have fizzed by. It's been a terrific showcase of the National Premier League. New South Wales, some good football from both sides. And tell me, back to the experienced Tomalic. So a couple of the teams right at the top of the ladder going to the midway point of the season with victories in Rockdale and Apia. The team that was atop the ladder at the start of round 15, the Western Sydney Wanderers, they're currently in action in a home match against the Marconi Stallions. Couple of early goals in that one. Marconi getting the first, but Wanderers hitting back immediately as de Robillard was stopped by Hong. Romero, who's looked lively in the opening exchanges. Curry putting the pressure here on Kalatz. High intensity in the opening half of this first half. Cold conditions, but comfortable for the players. Mentioned that result. Rockdale on the road yesterday. Strong come from behind victory for Paul D's side. Another team coming from behind yesterday was Sydney Olympic, who came back to beat Sydney FC on the road by 3-1. Ten Cole continuing his recent goal-scoring run, playing in the striker role alongside Roy O'Donovan. He's been in great form. Scored another cracker. Ten Cole. So a strong victory for Labano Halidi's side, who bounced back after last week's dramatic loss to the Western Sydney Wanderers in stoppage time. Here is Romero. Out now to Petrados. Good shape early here from St. George, the home side. And that was a decent effort from Clarkson. Getting forward, taking the first time effort on the edge of the box. Kamada. Another of the new recruits in Monahan Vaika. It's been one of the most solid for Mirko Ural's side this season. He's looked very strong in the centre of defence. And with no Matt Karamalevsky today, out injured, he assumes the responsibility in the middle of the back three. They haven't been quite as proficient as they would like in attack, but defensively they are still solid. A hallmark of their campaign, particularly in the second half of last season. And they've picked up where they left as far as defensive is concerned. But we've got a player just gone down near the halfway line, and it does look like it might be Monahan Vaika, the player I just spoke about. Competing there for the ball. An aerial challenge. Might have come down hard. In fact, it might be the skipper in Tariq Erkin. We will confirm that. Those flowing locks that we've become familiar with. Shaved them off for season 2024. Just getting some treatment. Looking to get back up on his feet. Hopefully for St. George, as I said, no Matt Karamalevsky today. They're also missing one of their attacking stars in Paolo Mitri. They'll hope that there's nothing too serious here for the experienced Tariq Ercan. Just landed heavily on the base of his spine there. Back up on his feet, just making sure that he's good to go. He is back on the pitch. Not a player that hesitates in competing aerially. Robillard up against Hong. It's been a good battle early on. Working back to help was Kamada. Some big names, of course, leaving Sydney United after the 2023 season. The likes of Glenn Trefiro, Chris Payne. Stalwarts of our league, some of the legends. So there were some question marks about the rebuild and how long it would take for the team to gel. Željko Kalac coming in. But as I said, the work that they've done in the pre-season took a few weeks to really show. But once they got their confidence up, the goals started coming. The wins started coming. But they've got some defending to do here as St. George looked to hit early on. And it was the post that denied Romero. He got him behind. He beat the Sydney United 58 line. He took the effort early, and the post in the end denying him the opening goal. A great opportunity early on. Nice bit of work by the home side. And Romero, who's struggled to hit the back of the net in the early part of the season, has started to get a couple of goals. Confidence starting to build. He was on the score sheet a fortnight ago in a 3-1 victory here against Manly United. And St. George City thought that their season was really starting to get going. They managed to score 3 goals in respective wins over Sydney and Manly here at home. It's the first time that they managed to score 3 goals this season. They're showing some confidence in attack in the early part of this match. Really testing Sydney United in the wide areas. Kamada influential down the left. Just not quite find that final ball at the moment. Great opportunity. Their best so far moments ago. We do have some other scores around the grounds. We've got a game taking place not too far from here over at the Rockdale Illington Sports Centre. The other St. George FC. They're at home against the Sutherland Sharks in another local derby, currently leading by 2-1. Ayane Telchevsky's side. And the other games taking place, no score yet in the local derby out at Landon Stadium. Hills United up against Blacktown City. The ball comes in. Romero was the player attacking it. Kamada again with the supply. What a first half he's had. Very productive early on. He's been getting forward. Really trying to test Bakadanakovsky. More noted as a central defender is Bakadanakovsky, who gets that free kick for the challenge by Nathan Roberts. But he's had to do a job the last couple of weeks now with Bailey Rule out. The unfortunate news for Bailey Rule. Currently out with a knee injury as Hatch comes forward. So it does give Bakadanakovsky the opportunity on the right-hand side, making the move across from Sydney FC in the off-season. And Hatch's raid down the left has earned the visitors another corner. They're going to be looking to test Kenny. Tomilic is in there putting pressure on the keeper. Bakadanakovsky's another tall physical presence. McGing's in there as well. And Vlastelica. So much aerial power for Željko Kalac's side. It's not something you always associate with Sydney United 58, but this year they've got a lot of tall timber. Bakadanakovsky certainly gives them that outlet as well. This time the corner will come from de Robillard. Tomilic, Bakadanakovsky, McGing, they're all lined up. McGing just over his head. It's going to fall here to Hatch, who doesn't mind hitting it on the right foot this time. Confidence up. Now to Oliveira, who's made the move across from Blacktown City. Been in terrific form, relishing the opportunity to get plenty of game time. Something he's perhaps struggled with at Blacktown. He was in and out of the 11 there, often off the bench, but he's made the move with the idea of getting plenty of game time, and he's really enjoying it. Scored a couple of crucial goals, including one against the Marconi Stallions, a winner in the local 2176 derby. It's Kamada. This time on the right foot, comfortable for Kalac. Sydney United winning the earlier under-20s match by 3-0. That job done in the first half. The strong display. Able to hold on in the second period. St. George are in behind again here through Louis Curry. He's on the left foot. And he's very good at manoeuvring that ball to give himself the shooting opportunity on that favoured left foot. And he showed good feet to create the shooting chance. But it was always sailing over. And no score yet. Two teams quite evenly matched. As I said, only separated by 3 points heading into the round. And when you looked at the form lines of the squads ahead of the season, many had St. George City just ahead of Sydney United 58. Given the turnover out at Edensor Park. But and they've managed to turn things around in the following 3 or so months. The 11 matches since, 24 points out of 33. It's been a terrific return. Only loss in that period against Rockdale Illendon. As the rain starts to come down, it's been on and off throughout the day. And Tell Me dispossessed. And now Roberts, who can look for the early delivery over the head of Romero. There were appeals there for a push in the back, but referee Sam Kelly waving play on. Mentioned those games around the grounds. There is one other one over at Cromer Park. Manly, who took a point off Sydney United last week. They're at home against the Wollongong Wolves. No score yet in that one. That one kicking off simultaneously with this. So we'll take you right through at the conclusion of play here at Penshurst Park. We will be at the halfway point of the season. 120 of our 240 regular season games. And it's fizzed by. Hard to believe we're already midway through the campaign. Of course, last year, with the move to 16 teams in the top flight, we went from 22 regular season rounds to 30. A real showcase for young talent. Seeing the likes of de Robillard really relishing the opportunity to play. As I say that, of course, he couldn't quite connect it with Bakadanakoski. But this really is an opportunity, a showcase for the next batch. The tier that's just below the A-League. And many of our clubs, our proud clubs with great histories, they date back 60, 70 years. They've been growing and growing over recent seasons. Many of them ready to launch into the national second division, including Sydney United 58, who are on the front foot here. They've got an opportunity from a set piece. Sam Kelly gesturing there that there might have been a bit of a pull on the shirt of the Oliveira. So Sydney United are going to send their tall timber forward again. McGinn goes forward. Bakadanakoski's there. Tariq Mayer over this one. Waiting for the skipper in Vlastelica to join. They put the pressure on Kenny, who comes and punches. Down to Vlastelica, who couldn't quite keep it in. You have a couple of half-time scores. St George FC 2-1 up over Sutherland Sharks. Western Sydney Wanderers and Marconi, they're locked at 1-1. Here's Shantan Nakamura. Now de Robillard looks early inside. It's going to fall here. De Oliveira! And he opens the scoring for Sydney United 58. A great early delivery with Nakamura combining with de Robillard. And de Oliveira, we've just spoken about the impact that he's made and the opportunities that he's getting here at Sydney United 58. And he scores another one to add to his tally. Goes to 5 for the season. And Sydney United 58, the confidence that they've built up in the last 3 months. With 7 wins from their last 11 matches, and they've taken the lead. It's been a tight match. St George City FA had through Jason Romero, who hit the post. And Sydney United 58 have gone down the other end and punished them. And punished them in a big way. Bakadanakoski showing confidence coming forward. Romero trying to put the pressure on McGinn. Like Hatch, he made the move across from neighbours Marconi in the off-season. Couple of changes, couple of the stalwarts defensively over the years, the likes of Fragigiannis moving on. So some fresh blood alongside, of fresh legs alongside Vlastelica in the centre of defence with McGing this year. Took a couple of weeks to get things going. Vlastelica stepping up there. Committing the foul on Romero. And the home side will be disappointed. They'll feel like they've been in this for large parts of the opening half. Not quite been able to punish Sydney United at the other end. And then Sydney United have shown their ruthlessness. Great composure from De Oliveira to give them the opening goal. But here's a chance for City to hit back. This one dealt with initially by Hatch, and then a great save. It's a terrific bit of goalkeeping. The flag in the end going up, but Kalatz needed a strong hand to keep that volley out. Goal coming on 37 minutes, and we are approaching the final 5 minutes of regular time in this opening half. Long ball here, looking for de Robillard. The flanks have been fascinating. Both sides. Kamada, who was very influential early on, but increasingly de Robillard influencing the play. It was his assist for the opening goal. We've also got a goal at Cromer Park. Manly United have hit the lead there against the Wollongong Wolves. So goals at every ground except for Landon Stadium, where Hills United and Blacktown City currently 0-0. Of course, no men's action tomorrow. The round does wrap up tonight with the 6 matches, Super Saturday. But plenty of action across our other Football New South Wales competitions, including the NPL Women's Comp, as well as Football New South Wales League 1 action. As Cox comes forward, can the hosts hit back? They've got it out now to Romero. He ducks inside and he got the shot on target, straight at Kalatz. Comfortable for the keeper. Vlastelica. Hatch goes long. Monahan Vaika. Battle now in the midfield. Tomalic. Nice turn. They do well. The two midfielders under pressure. Mayer and Tomalic. Back at Danikovsky. The return ball not quite on point from de Robillard. It's been a terrific display of attacking football. Only one goal to show for it. But both sides very positive, very proactive. They look to go forward here now. Romero has been busy throughout the opening half. Kamada. Flag has gone up in any case, but Kamada had a coming together there with Bakadanakovsky. Here's Vlastelica. They had a red card rescinded a couple of weeks ago. Delighted Sydney United to have their skipper available. Such a key figure. So much success that they've had over the past 5 or 6 years, and he's been a central figure throughout. He'll want to make sure that they don't concede anything before the half-time break. Bakadanakovsky, who's just gone into the book there for that lunge. First player booked in this match, Sam Kelly, giving the Sydney United 58 right back a yellow card, which gives St George City a set piece with the left foot of Brodie Clarkson. He's got a couple of options towards the back post, including Monahan Vaika, who's floating around. Tariq Erchan's in there as well, over his head. Joshua Hong looking to keep it alive. Gets it in. Still on here on the edge of the box. They can't make it play. Sydney United had the numbers defensively, crowding out St George City. To the final minute of regulation time. We haven't had too many stoppages. We saw Tariq Erchan go down, get some treatment. So there might be a couple of minutes. There's Petrados, who was influential earlier on. Manages to get it forward. Curry now looks to combine. Cox back to Petrados. This is good combination. Roberts was looking for the ball in behind. Clarkson was the target. Out now through Romero, who does love to peel into the wide areas. Great ball, and it was beautifully defended there by McGing. Still on here for Roberts. And they've given away the free kick, much to the frustration of the home fans here at Penshurst Park. As we do now go into stoppage time. If you're just joining us, Tony Tunis with you here from Penshurst Park. It's been a terrific spectacle so far, this round 15 NPL Men's New South Wales match of the round. Two teams in great form. Chances at both ends. Unlucky for Romero, who hit the post before Carlos de Oliveira gave the visitors, Sydney United 58, the lead on 37 minutes. Petrados coming forward. Coming across was Hatch. The final action of the half, which sees Sydney United 58, who've been in sparkling form. And they're looking to pick up another 3 points, which will keep them moving up the ladder. And they take a 1-0 lead into the break. The goal coming on 37 minutes. Carlos de Oliveira, with his 5th of the campaign, sees Jelkos Kalatz's men go into the break with a 1-0 lead over St George City. We're going to have a break. We'll be back with all the second half action. Make sure you stick around on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. And it is a welcome back, Penshurst Park, this round 15 NPL Men's New South Wales Match of the Round. Pleasure to have your company with us on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. It's Tony Tanous here. It's been a terrific first half, and Sydney United 58 going to this second period with a 1-0 lead over St George City. Carlos de Oliveira, the goal scorer, on 37 minutes. Terrific finish from him, very composed. You could see the difference really in the game, in the execution in that final third. Sydney United got their chance, they kept their calm, the confidence of recent results, scoring plenty of goals as well. St George, on the other hand, they've had a couple of great opportunities. Jason Romero hitting the woodwork, their best chance of the first half. Let's see if they can hit back in the second period. Now Sydney United kick us off in their away colours, the all-white, running from right to left. St George, let's see what Mirko Juril, the message from him at the half-time break, as Petrados works back, gives away the foul. It's going to be a free kick here to Oliveira, the player who was sandwiched out. One of 6 games on this Super Saturday, halfway point of the season. To Oliveira, the confidence of hitting the back of the net, not shy in taking the quick snapshot. Really relishing, as I said in the first half, the opportunity to get minutes under Željko Kalac. Here he is winning the ball high, linking up with the hot to trot, Shunta Nakamura. He's been wonderful since moving into the centre of the Sydney United midfield. Now Corey, chance to play it forward, and Romero with the appeals there for a free kick. St George can't quite believe it. They're going to get the throw in instead. Quick feet there from Louis Curry, trying to play Romero in. Here is Curry again. This time McGing with the composure. Sydney United win the free kick. Just past the hour mark. We had some 7 p.m. kickoffs. So the hour mark at Landon Stadium. No score yet between Hills and Blacktown City. 20 minutes into the second half at Rockdale Illingdon Sports Centre, where St George FC lead Sutherland Sharks by 2-1. Marconi have taken a stranglehold on the match over at the Western Sydney Wanderers Academy as St George come forward, looking towards Romero. It's over his head. Petrados can't quite make the connection first time, but he retrieves. Now it's Clarkson. Happy to switch it out now through Monahan, Vaika and Hong. Forward comes Kamada. Very productive in the opening half hour. His battle with Bakadanakovsky was one of the real highlights. But as the half wore on, Sydney United started to really penetrate in the wide areas. St George has started the second half in an aggressive manner. They've got this corner. Can they equalise? Kalac comes. Only as far as Cox. Nice shape on the delivery. Who's it going to fall to? Edge of the box. Now Antelmi can go out to De Robillard. Strong work, the physical presence of Monahan Vaika, but he'll be disappointed with his delivery into midfield after winning the ball with a strong challenge on de Robillard. This time, Hong stepping up, combining with Romero. In fact, it was Kamada, and now de Robillard. Can United punish in transition? De Robillard on the dribble. Strong, important touch there from Tariq Ercan, the skipper who carries his run forward. And he wants to make the run into the middle where Romero drives now Acid United. Can they create the linkage in the final third? Ercan lays it down for Kuri, and it's a great save. Kalats with the initial block, and then it's the follow-up play. And St. George FC equalise through Nathan Roberts. The initial save from Kalats was a superb stop, sharp down to his left to deny Kuri. And it was Tariq Ercan who made the run forward and got involved in the build-up. And the home side have levelled it up through Nathan Roberts. The equaliser comes 5 minutes into the second half. And Ercan, who won the ball, carried his run forward. And he kept his calm, laying it back to Kuri, who took the initial shot. The ball fell out on the right-hand side. The delivery came in, and Roberts was there to poach it home. And we are level this much anticipated round 15 NPL Men's New South Wales match of the round. St. George City have levelled it up at 1 apiece. Roberts, who gets his second of the campaign. He's got the start today and he's taken his opportunity. Mirko Ural will be delighted with the response. I would have been disappointed to go into the break down a goal. Now it's a set piece, a free kick for the visitors. I'll be disappointed to have conceded in the opening 5 minutes of the second half. They're the periods that the coaches often talk about, making sure that the concentration's strong, particularly when you've got a lead. You know that the opposition are going to come out hard for the second period, and the home side, City, have hit back. It's been a terrific spectacle so far. Hope you're enjoying it. Sydney United 58 with a set piece. And they've sent McGing forward. Bakadanakoski's in there as well. Near post was Tomalic. Jack Kenny happy to pounce on the loose ball. Dominic Cox, who's had a stop-start season so far with his futsal duties. He can focus now on his commitments for St. George City. Here he is, winning possession, combining with Kuri. Now Petrados. Kuri takes it in his stride. Onto the left foot he goes, looking for Nathan Roberts again. Clarkson with a heavy touch this time. Now Shanta Nakamura. Monahan Vaika. Moving the ball swiftly in this second period. And that's a delightful ball. Romero's in. And now St. George City hit the lead. Romero, after a terrific delivery out of midfield. Sharp movement of the ball from the home side to start this second half. And they've turned it right around. Romero giving St. George City the lead. He missed an opportunity in the first half where he was denied by a crossbar. But that time, the composure from one of the big-name recruits in season 2024. Excellent use of the ball from Mirko Ural's side. They fizzed it around in the middle. And it was a delightful finish. Kalats came out, but Romero had the composure. And St. George City have turned it right around here at Penshurst Park. What a game we've got for you. This round 15 NPL Men's New South Wales Match of the Round. And Koori's growing in confidence and his influence on this match. Strong challenge there. That time it was Cox. He's not pulling out of any midfield battle, that's for sure. Terrific spectacle so far. A tight affair in the first half. Some quality football. Sydney United got the jump through De Oliveira. St George City, they know, and they've spoken about the importance of this. They know that it's a big 6-pointer. And it's the start of a big run for them. It's probably a make or break month or so for them. With Rockdale, a derby next week. Sydney Olympic to follow, the Wollongong Wolves. And then Apia, what a 5-game run for the home side. So they know the importance of the result today. If they can get the 3 points, they will go equal with Sydney United 58. On 27. Such a tight comp coming into the round. They were sitting in 7th spot, but 9 points, only 9 points off top. You get on a roll, things can really build momentum. And they've managed to turn it around with a great start to the second period. They're on the front foot here. That time, Tariq Mayer with the lunge. And he's going to go into the book. Saw Baka Danikovsky booked in the first half. That time, Tariq Mayer goes into Sam Kelly's book. Sam Kelly, the match official last week in that that Blacktown City Marconi Stallions match of the round where 2 Marconi players were sent off. This time the Cards have been at a premium. The focus has largely been about the football. St George City, what a second half. A start to their second half it's been. Goals on 50 minutes and 54 minutes. Nathan Roberts and Jason Romero, the 2 scorers. Free kick, in fact it's a throw-in on the far side for Željko Kalatz's side. They couldn't quite keep possession, so momentum's certainly with the home side at the moment. Sydney United, when we look at their bench, they do have quite a young bench. They've got Alessandro Lacalandra, an attacking option. Adam Zervis, who's back in the squad today. On the bench, Josh Attard as well, and a couple of defensive options in Christian Gonzalez and Jordan Ivancic. The reserve keeper for them is Matt Nikolovsky. That's the Sydney United 58 bench. We are going to see another card this time. Goes to a St George FC player. That is Jason Romero, the player booked for that late challenge. Just looking at the players at the disposal of Mirko Uriel. He's got Ryan Reid, the reserve keeper. Then he's got attacking options, the likes of Presley Ortiz, Jesse Foti. He's also got Kai Kamakura, Mohamed Kamas, back in the squad today, as well as Cameron Fong, the final outfield player at his disposal. So as this second half goes on, we'll see the influence of the bench come into play. Vlastelica. Here's Costa Petrados. Looking for the link-up play with Curry. He's shown quick feet throughout the evening so far. Out on that left-hand side. Now forward by Hong. Kamada makes the run. Ducks inside. Now the delivery comes. And it was important bit of intervention because Romero was lining up, having just hit the back of the net. Confidence growing. Nice win here by Nathan Roberts, who can go at McGing, and Roberts fizzes it across the face. It wasn't too far away from extending the lead. A good high pinch from St. George City's number 7. And he didn't hesitate, trying to find the far corner. Certainly had Kalats interested. He's Hong climbing. Got the momentum, they're in control. And they'll want to keep the foot down, the home side. They haven't scored more than 3 in any game so far this season. As I said, goal scoring's been a bit of an issue. The performance has been encouraging in the main today. That's a great ball over the top. Nakamura was in behind. Terrific delivery. Was it Tariq Mayer? The keeper though, Kenny. See if there's been a bit of an adjustment here from Željko Kalats. Looks like the Robilards moved over to the left-hand side. Nakamura out to the right-hand side, and Carlos de Oliveira has moved into a twin 10 role. Looks like Tomalic is playing a little bit more advanced as well. So a bit of a tactical adjustment within the formation. St. George might have a little bit more space in the midfield with Tomalic pushing a bit higher. It's going to be an interesting next 10 or so minutes, you sense. As we go past the hour mark, Monahan Vaika having to deal with that. Now Nakamura. Perhaps just trying to give him a little bit more space out on that right-hand side. See if he can create some magic as he has done throughout the season. Shunta Nakamura with 6 goals, just one behind Antelmi, coming into this round as United's top scorer. Here is the Robilards. Good press here from Romero. Tariq Mayer under pressure. Shows his calm and composure. Terrific technician. Spent time, of course, at the Wanderers Academy. In the early years of Western Sydney Wanderers, here he is. Now quite the stalwart at Sydney United 58. He's been pulling the strings in this build-up. Sydney United try to pass their way back into the match. Club that does pride itself on the entertainment value and the quality of their football. Often over the past decade or so of NPL, New South Wales have described them as the past masters. And you can see what they're trying to do, just knock it around, build their momentum back into the game, because it's been a very strong opening to this second half from St. George City. Clarkson. McGing's been strong for the visitors. Cox trying to exploit the space. Now Curry. Out to Petratos. On that left foot, looking towards the back stick. Hung it up. Invited Kalats. Goals coming in at the Wanderers Academy, and they're all coming from the visitors, the Marconi Stallions, who now lead by 4-1 in the second period. So Marconi look well on their way to picking up the 3 points and bouncing back after that loss to Blacktown last week. And the Wanderers, who set the pace in the opening 10 or 12 rounds, have had a more difficult time of late. Apia, Sydney United, and now Marconi, as De Robillard tried to duck inside there. It was a good opportunity for the visitors. Just gave St. George the chance to get numbers around him. Good work there by Petratos to work back. Get a foot in ahead of De Robillard. Now Hatch. Started to grow in influence. Second half of that first half. That time he's given it away. A loose ball into the midfield. Bakadanakovsky does well. He's got to be careful. He's sitting on a yellow card. Timing of every challenge when you are walking that tightrope as De Robillard ducks inside. Tomalic. Out to Bakadanakovsky. Good work from Kamara to shut him down. We are going to see a change, and it is going to be the visitors. And they are going to bring off De Robillard. So it looks like it's going to be a bit of an adjustment. Jordan Ivancic will come on and go to left back, and Matt Hatch will move into the more advanced role on the left-hand side. That's flexibility. He does have a few options down the left-hand side with Christian Gonzalez, another left footer on the bench. Does provide that variety, that flexibility to push Hatch into more of an advanced role. Here's Erichan, who is so important in the build-up for the equaliser. Venturing forward from that back three to influence the attack. Kamada does well down that far side, but credit to Shanta Nakamura. Got back to help Bakadanakovsky out. Excellent work from the attacker. He's spoken. It's been featured recently on our NPL New South Wales website. You might have seen that across our socials. Terrific feature. Speaking to Jack George. Spoke about how big the pre-season was for Sydney United 58, and you saw it there. He said it's as tough, maybe even tougher than J-League, the standard of the pre-season. And they'll be relying on that in this second half. They want to see out this match, having led, now trailing. Nakamura, who spoke to NPL New South Wales about wanting to stay in Australia for a long time. He wants to become a better player, and hopefully for him, play at a higher level. He's got the belief, and he's certainly shown it. He scored 6 goals in 9 matches. Some spectacular ones at that. But he hasn't hit the back of the net for a few weeks now, so he'll be looking for one today. And to be fair, Sydney United 58 will take it from any source. They are missing not only Bailey Rule, but another player who's really influenced in season 2024 in Aiden Milicevic, the youngster who hails from Canberra, currently out with an injury as well. They're hoping that he might be available in the next week or two. The news not so great about Bailey Rule. We wish nursing a knee injury at the moment, which might keep him out for a couple of months. That's going to test the depth for Željko Kalač's squad. They are in a rebuilding phase. They've made a terrific start to season 2024. Last year's Waratah Cup winners, of course. Made the Australia Cup final only a couple of seasons ago. St George have absorbed a period of Sydney United pressure. Can they extend their lead and build a 2-goal buffer? Kuri has been an influence throughout. Erchan not happy with the challenges there on Kuri. Player who does love to keep possession. So tight with his technique. Vlaštović has gone into the book. Another of the back four for Sydney United 58. Vlaštović joins Bakadanakovsky, Tariq Maya in the book. And they've got to deal with this now. St George City have a free kick. They've got Petrados. They've got Romero also over the dead ball. Erchan has gone forward. Nathan Roberts is in there. Monahan Vaika. Erchan and Clarkson at the back post. That's aimed towards that area. Chance maybe for United to counter-attack. It looks like St George are going to take the opportunity here to make a double change. And they've got a couple of attacking options. One of those is Presley Ortiz. And it's going to be the man who's given them the lead. The big name signing in Jason Romero, who does come off along with Roberts. So it's going to be the front two. A fresh set of legs. Presley Ortiz, one of those. The ball goes forward, and tell me. Tell me doing well there to put the pressure on, and it's won a corner for Sydney United. Just confirming the other sub, Jesse Fotti's come on as well, Jesse Foti. So a double change for Mirko Uriel. The 2 goal scorers are off. What a time it would be for Sydney United to hit back. They're looking to surround the keeper in Jack Kenny. The likes of McGing, Tomilic. And then Bakadanakovsky, Vlaštović at the back post. They're going to try and put the pressure on the keeper. Hatch might get another opportunity here. Hope you're enjoying the spectacle. Tony Tanous with you at Penshurst Park. Round 15, NPL Men's New South Wales match of the round. We're approaching the final 15 minutes of regular time. What a turnaround it's been from the home side. They were disappointed last week. They felt they should have got the 3 points against the Sharks. Their first half display where they missed a number of chances. And they were ultimately punished. It was a similar story here when they played their crosstown rivals, St George FC, earlier in the season. A late injury time equaliser for them. So they feel they've dropped points and they've got the ascendancy here. And they want to make sure they do the job from here. Out to Ercan. Down the line. Good first touch, Petrados. It's been a good feature in the second half, the way they've fizzed the ball around quicker. The second goal in particular was spectacular, the way they built it up. Cox can't penetrate with the pass. Sydney United, who look to have a strong finish to the match. They've shown that throughout the season. I mentioned that winner against Marconi. That one all the way up into the grandstand where the chairman here at St George, the great former Socceroo in Atek Gench, has done a stellar job bringing this club through the ranks. They only started 7 years ago in the state leagues. They've had 3 promotions. It's been a meteoric rise, even through the COVID-interrupted years. Might have been even quicker had COVID not got in the way. A couple of update scores around the ground. Landon Stadium approaching stoppage time. Blacktown have got a couple of goals against Hills United. St George FC looking to make it a St George double if these two sides can hang on. St George FC currently leading by 3-1 over the Sutherland Sharks. Marconi have made it 5-1 at the Western Sydney Wanderers. And Manly and Wollongong currently locked at 1-1. Of course, as I said earlier, the result from this afternoon, or this evening's match out at Christie Park, 2-0 to the away side, Apia over Hills, Spirit FC, in fact. And last night, the results come from behind victories for Rockdale at Plume Park over the Mariners, and for Sydney Olympic against Sydney FC. 3-1 to Olympic, 2-1 to Rockdale. So if results stay as they are, we'll have a new leader atop the competition at the halfway point. Rockdale have leapt over the top of Western Sydney Wanderers, because it looks like the Wanderers are going to slip up. Against the Marconi Stallions. St George will look to hang on here. There's still 13 minutes, so plenty of time for Sydney United 58. We've got a big derby next week against Rockdale Illendon. I'll hope to have the likes of Karamalevsky, maybe Paolo Mitri back. As for Sydney United, they're in action. They're up against the Central Coast Mariners next week. Matt Hatch will be up against his old club. Forward from Vlastelica. They haven't quite been able to get Antelmi into the game in this second half. They've struggled to find that penetration, particularly that they had. They had that momentum in the second half of that first period. Can they find it late on? To Oliveira makes the run forward. Ivancic goes down the line. Hatch has got the speed. He's also got a great delivery there. Nakamura was coming in. Still alive through Tomalic. As I said, they've shown plenty of spirit, Calitz's young squad, throughout the season. A couple of late victories, that one in against Marconi in particular, stood out. They've been able to grind results when things perhaps haven't gone their way, and they'll take a point coming here to St George, knowing how strong this side coached by Mirko Uril is. Here is Clarkson. Petrados provides the width down this near side. Curry makes the run. Now he's got it on the left foot. Can he get the delivery right? Test back at Danakovsky. Clearance from Tomilic. And tell me, was he held back? Yes, he was. The referee seeing if there was any advantage. None forthcoming. So he's pulled it back. After that pull on Antelmi. Just about into the final 10 minutes of regular time. Good work down the left-hand side. Ortiz, who loves to put himself about. What a breakout season it was for him last season. Still leads the charts as far as St. George's top scorers this season is concerned. 5 for the campaign. It hasn't quite been as productive as it was last year. Slight variation in the shape up front with Curry coming out to the right, Foti on the left, Ortiz in that number 9 role. Here is Nakamura. In comes the delivery. And tell me, sniffing about for the opportunity. To Oliveira looking to join from behind. Here's Shunta Nakamura. Again, they block the passing into Antelmi. It's been a real feature of the way St. George City have defended. Denying Antelmi the opportunity to play the target role. And now they go quickly into counter-attack. Petrados, those flashy yellow boots, looks to stand this one up to the back post. Kamada, can he keep it in? Does well. Now he's delivery inside. Just about dealt with by Ivancic. Now Hatch. Can he find Antelmi? Nice reverse ball. Hatch on the burst. It's a nice link up. Monahan Vaika continues. He's still at defensive work. Another big shift from Big Solomon John. It's been the story of the second half. Not quite able to execute. Sydney United 58. Signs though that Antelmi's getting a couple of touches, and that's positive news for them. Can confirm a couple of full-time results. Blacktown City have completed a 2-0 win. They continue their move. 2-0 over Hills United in that local derby. The job done in the second half for Mark Crittenden's side. Here is Curry looking to go at Ivancic, this time on the right foot. Over the head of Foti. Kamada retrieves. Not quite the execution from both flanks there for City. The other full-time scorer can confirm. Newly promoted St. George FC have got another victory. Jano Tauchesky's side have continued to impress. Pick up another 3 points. This time over the Sutherland Sharks, who remain at the bottom of the table. Them and the Mariners at the moment occupying those spaces. Good work here, Tariq Mayer to Oliveira. Crowded out of it, and that time Tariq Mayer a little bit too aggressive. And he's fortunate perhaps. The referee using discretion. Knowing the state of the game, they were chasing. Lunging in on Petratos. He's already on a yellow, but just a free kick given here. They won't be in any hurry to take this. Petratos is the player who's going to take the free kick. Erchan goes forward. Ortiz is in there. Clarkson as well. It is aimed towards Clarkson at the back post. Kalatz comes. Kamara tries the first time. Yet to score this season. We are going to see another change. Sydney United 58. Look like they're going to make a couple of changes. One of those looks like it's going to be Zervas and Lakalandra. Bakadanikovsky, one of those coming off, as well as Tariq Mayer, who is on a yellow card. So Zervas, he'll slot into the midfield. Lakalandra will be in a more advanced role. He can hopefully, for the visitors, provide a creative spark as he did in the Waratah Cup final. You might remember the role that Lakalandra played in extra time in that match. Really made a name for himself. Less than 5 minutes for Željko Kalatz's men to try and get something out of this game. They'd be delighted, as I said earlier on, to come away with a point. Not an easy place to visit. Against one of the sides that was really fancy to challenge for things in season 2024. Goals haven't been easy to come by here at Penshurst or for St George City this season. In fact, when you look across the top 9, they have the least number of goals, and the next team ahead of this round was the Wollongong Wolves on 28 goals, and they've scored 19, St George. So you can see how far behind they are the other teams at the top of the ladder. But right now, it's all about protecting their 2-1 lead. They know that if they can get the win, they can continue to look to build in the second half of the campaign. But they've got some defending to do here as Hatch comes across to take the corner. Again, McGing's in there looking to put the pressure on. Vlastelica as well, just over his head. And Oliveira's going to have to try and retrieve. Now looks for the link up. Vlastelica tried to play it off one of the St George players. Kalatz is going to launch this. No hesitation dealing with that in Joshua Hong. All of Cox's experience will be very important in the last few minutes of this regulation time. Only one loss in their last 11. Can they rescue a point late on? Ivancic down the line. Petratos happy to work back with the 2-1 lead. Zervas with the fresh legs. Those of you who followed the various tiers of NPL and Football New South Wales will be familiar with Zervas as De Oliveira tried his luck from a long way out. Comfortable for Jack Kenny. Zervas, of course, spent some time at the Newcastle Jets Academy, as did the player who just caught that ball in Jack Kenny. Into the final minute of regular time. We will then be at the mercy of the watch of the referee, Sam Kelly. How much additional minutes will we get? How much time will Sydney United get to rescue this? Late drama in the National Premier League men's. We've seen that over the years, time and time again. Can St. George be clinical and finish this game off? Curry showing his qualities on the ball. Runs it over the line though. And Curry is going to go into the balk looking to waste time. Referee and Sam Kelly was all over that as McGinn comes forward. Tomilic. Here is Vlastelica, who does love a diagonal switch of play. They're going to have a throw high up the pitch, chance to potentially set something up. Can they provide the late drama? We are into stoppages. It's been a terrific contest. Hope you've enjoyed it. Had the lead, but St. George City have pegged it back early in the second half with 2 goals in 4 minutes. Nathan Roberts and Jason Romero. Discipline the key in this second half. Whatever Mirko Ural said has worked wonders so far. But the job's not done just yet. That will help. Chance to eat up the seconds. Take their time with this free kick. Curry's been one of the standouts for Mirko Ural's side. Just confirming full time over at Wanderers, where Marconi have won by 5 goals to 2. So a big bounce back for them after last week's loss to Blacktown as Kenny launches it long. Can't be too long left in this. They'll try and pin Sydney United deep in their half. Kalatz wants to go quick. McGinn to Tomilic. Is there time left for the visitors? They launch it long. Kamara with the header. Here's Lakalandra. Now Zervas. Another of the substitutes in Ivancic. Early delivery. Monahan Vaika with the initial header. Helped out by Cox. And then Curry. Ortiz battling away. Battling away illegally. And Sydney United take it quick. Into the 3rd minute of stoppages. Here's to Oliveira looking to lift the tempo. And Tilmy, who's barely had a sniff in this second period, almost found himself in on goal. Here's the delivery. And Tilmy's the target. Nakamura with the flick on. And Kenny will eat up the seconds. Described as a 6-pointer, this one, ahead of the match. They knew the importance of it, Mirko Ural's side. And so far, so good. How long left for Sydney United 58? Tomilic. Now Vlastelica. Looks for the diagonal ball again. Hong with the header. And that's the final action. And the home side, St. George City, come from behind with a massive victory over the hot to trot Sydney United 58. They win it by 2 goals to 1 with goals in the second half from Nathan Roberts and Jason Romero. It was a terrific comeback because Sydney United applied the pressure in the first half. Carlos de Oliveira gave them the lead on 37 minutes. And it was the confidence of the visitors that looked in the ascendancy at the break. But Mirko Ural and his men have turned it around. And a match which was described by them as a 6-pointer. They've taken the 3 points and gone equal now with Sydney United 58 on 27 points. And with some big games coming up, Rockdale next week, and then a run which includes Sydney Olympic, the Wollongong Wolves and Apia. It's a key period for St George City, and they've got it off to the perfect start today with a come-from-behind 2-1 victory over Sydney United 58. It's been a pleasure to have your company, part of a blockbuster Super Saturday, and you can catch up on all the highlights, all the match reports, and all the action across our NPL New South Wales socials. We're at the halfway point of the season. Can you believe that? 120 matches, another 120 to go. And Football New South Wales YouTube is your spot for all the action. It's been a pleasure to bring you the action here from Penshurst Park, where it's finished 2-1 to St George City over Sydney United 58. See you next time.